have a community. It's digital. It's on Mighty Networks. You will have gotten a message by now. Mikha, you've sent it, right? Before Papa. You did send it. So everybody got a message, right? Click on the link. If you get onto our website, sharethecoast.co, there's a link that says join the community. Click on it. Join the community. What that does is that whatever that you might have missed out on, I mean, some people wanted to be here, they couldn't, but they're live streaming, they've tuned in online. But also in terms of opportunities that emerge with our industry partners and stuff, that's where we're going to be driving a lot of the engagement and conversation. So we have the events taking place once a month in cities. We're starting again with Joburg, but the general idea is that it must be chapter-led, locally led, and wherever you are. In fact, my connect in Lesotho called me. We're having a meeting tomorrow. They want to launch straight into it and have Share the Codes in Maseru in the next couple of months. So I'm really excited that the energy is back up, and let's see what we unlock out of this. It just shows you that people know that everything is just based on people. There's absolutely nothing that you can do if you're not connecting with like-minded people around you. I hope that you will have fun for tonight, and we're going to learn a lot, but most importantly, make sure that you're connecting amongst yourself. And if you didn't get somebody's contacts, if you are on the Mighty Network where we have a platform, you are most likely to connect with somebody who's here, who happens to be on the platform. That's all I want to encourage you on. Thank you so much. Dooms.
Wonderful. Thank you, Lebo. Yeah, so for those of you that have been saying, hey, we need to connect, can I please have your number? Can I please have your number? Mighty Networks. So where are you going to find me? Mighty Networks. So join the community. And ultimately, because it's very important that we keep these things in kosher environments, because y'all sometimes become creeps. So, yeah. Guys, we'll kick you out. Ultimately, we will, right? So please respect people's time, respect the space, and don't be a creep. Right? Let's say together, don't be a... Yes, all right, no stress. So we're gonna have one of the JBS representatives to come through. She's a wonderful, lovely lady. She's not feeling too well today, but guys, can we give her a round of applause until Afita? She's gonna walk in applause so that her energy, come on, just give her a round of applause. Just give her, give her just a, yes.
Avunehaba. Slebogo. Sanbonani. Ninjani. It's wonderful to see so many people. My name is Fezu Mpaku. I'm just here to talk about JBS. Ngithunyiwe nam. So I bring greetings from our dean. Acting dean, her name is Prof. Drosky. So welcome to JBS. Mine is really short. I just want to tell you about the school. Please just bear with me. I'm surviving flu, guys. Whoever hasn't gotten it, please drink your liquids. So JBS is a Johannesburg business school. We are a business school. And what we like to say is we are reimagining your future, right? So under the school itself, we have different programs that we run. Oh, hi, Pilar. Pilar, please stand. He's one of our lecturers, actually. Please greet to Pilar. So under the school, we actually have PGDIP. We actually have MBA. So being an entrepreneur doesn't mean you don't start, right? So we have PGDIP, we have MBA, and we have DPhil, right? And then we also have 3 centers under the Johannesburg Business School. We have a Center for African Business. We also have Center for Public Policy. And then we have the center that brought you this lovely event, which is the Center for Entrepreneurship, which is exactly what I'm going to talk about mostly, because this is where we focus mostly on entrepreneurs and also just empowerment. So Center for Entrepreneurship was established for entrepreneurs, by entrepreneurs. And truth of the matter is that we have different programs that we run at the center that are tailor-made for different entrepreneurs. So we tailor-make our programs for people in different industries. So whether you are baking bread, whether you are doing chemicals, whether you are in construction, so you are more than welcome. We focus on all those industries. And our programs are sponsored, so you don't have to pay for them. And there are short learning programs, so you don't have to be in class for the next 5 years. You are there in class for a couple of weeks. And one of the key things that we do is try to empower. And so we have different programs that start from ideation, and others, we help with regards to growth, growing your business. And we have some programs that are tailor-made with respect to helping you if you have a product that you're doing, and then we assist you in getting that product certified by the SABS. So those are some of the things that we get to do. Unfortunately, I don't see any of our information. So Giriboni, Temba, and Operis, we have people that you can be able to talk to and ask all this information, but you can also go on our website and then just check us there, and then you can be able to just reach us. Please come through, we are ready for you. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thank you, Sis Fizz. All right, let's give another round of applause. All right, by a show of hands, who's here for the first time? Very, very first time. Never been to Share the Codes. All right, welcome to the, welcome to the family. There's quite a couple of you. So just to let you know how it typically runs in an evening, we'd have this section here would be called the pitch session, right? Where you do an elevator pitch. And ultimately you'd come here, but prior to you coming here, you'd have sent us your pitch deck. There would have been a little bit of coaching around how to improve it, how to make sure that your ask is as clear as possible, and also that your value proposition is understood, right? So today, we don't have pitches, but we are going to train the muscles of the pitching, right? And in the community, you can be able to send it for a later date and time so that ultimately we can improve your capacity to ask for money, right? So I'm going to give about maybe 3 people 60 seconds to speak about their business. I want specific people that are selling products, right? I know there's a lot of service providers and a lot of services businesses in here, but I want someone selling a product, right? Something we can find at a shelf somewhere, or that's going to go into a shelf somewhere, or even if it's a digital product. But ultimately, I'm not looking for professional services people. All right, my professional services people, I love you very much, and you'll have your time, right? But tonight, I would like some people that are selling products. So for people that are selling products, the cabbage, the tamati, whatever it might be, can you please put your hands up? All right, I'm randomly going to select you guys to pitch for 60 seconds, right? Are you guys comfortable with that? I need permission. Yes, I need it louder. Yes, all right, wonderful. Guys, let's give them a round of applause. They're brave. So name, 60 seconds.
Samgelisiwe Chunda from Sibayeni Metro Farming. We are manufacturing hydroponic systems. These are the systems that we use for planting from the ground going up without touching the soil. It's fully automated. It operates for 24 hours. We also do agri-tours around the space of farming. We do school excursions, so you can come at any time as well for that. We provide training, so we sell you the system and we teach you how to farm in those systems. We are based in Johannesburg at Victoria Yards, right about 10 kilometers from here. Thank you. We are available on all social media pages as Sibayeni Metro Farming.
All right. Okay. How? You guys are not bombing. It's nice. Let's give her an applause.
My name is Sulufelo Mwahi. I am the Chief Innovator of Sipsum Africa. Are you tired of fizzy drinks? Drinks that don't actually give you any feeling? You come to the right place. We actually sell nostalgia. You would think we sell gemere, but we actually sell nostalgia. So when you have an event, you have lifu, you have a wedding, makoti, they can't give you lobola and there's no gemere. And gugu. So we are available for all these events. Our biggest milestone to date, we were piloted on our local airline, Airlink. So we're about to go back there. So the next time you're offered beef or chicken, it will be with Sipsum Africa.
Hi, 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 hi. All right. Let's say it again. Rintswembu. What? That's fire. That's really real fire. The gentleman.
No pressure. Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Xolan Naporte from Shine More, which is a decreasing solution manufacturer trusted by gas mechanics, engineers, and also fuel station to remove your grease, your cream, your rust, and also your oil spillages instantly, so to save you water and time. Where can you find this amazing product? Well, Macro, Leroy Merlin, Amazon, take a look. Just online. Just Google Shine More. If you're not using Shine More, what are you using to remove your grease? I thank you.
Hey! Yeah! Yeah, man! Hi, Linsem. No, the energy is right. The temperature is right. Hey, guys, I thought you guys were going to bomb me. Genuinely, I thought you guys were going to bomb. But amazing, amazing pictures. Can you guys please stand up? The pictures, please. Wow. Someone said take one more. Do you have someone that we must select? You wanna go? All right, fantastic. You guys can sit down. Thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Sogozani Sibego. I'm currently 25 years old. I'm the owner and founder of Flour to Dough Bakery, where we are baking bread. We're specializing in bread and also selling buns. We started operating 2023 October. So to date, we've employed 8 people, but we started with 2, and we're now making a monthly revenue of 140,000, and we started with 6,000, and our daily production of bread is 400 to 500 bread on a daily basis. Thank you.
Yay! No, we can go home. I'm joking. We definitely can't go home. I think once again the temperature's right. Everything is on point. I'm going to introduce the person that's going to introduce the man of the hour. Right, she's my buddy, my friend. You'll see that we were on YouTube back in the day. You understand? Before I was married. That's why I don't want numbers, guys. Kinyeti. Loro Luisa Libasadi. Please. Mighty Networks. Ultimately, I want to introduce my friend, Mbali, the wonderful host of the evening. Please give her a round of applause.
Thank you so much for the hype, Dumelo, as always. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here. This is our first session for the year, in person. We did have our first session online, so it was virtual. So honestly, if you're not part of the community, you're missing out. The main idea is to get rid of the fact that if you cannot see each other like this, amazing things are not going to happen, because remember during COVID when the government was like, FYR, this is the time of digital technology. So we do meet up there often and we share ideas. So be part of the community and contribute. If you have questions for some of our guests, once we release the poster and you have like burning questions that you'd like to ask our guests, you can share them on the community so that we can share them with our guests. But besides that, it's very important for us to know which spaces you are playing in. So once you're inside the community, you update your profile so that when we approach funders, investors, they are interested to know, do you have people in this sector as part of your community? And if your profile is not updated, then we might just say, no, we don't. Gandhi, those people exist. So it's for all our benefit. It might look like, today we're not raising money for the pitches, but there are people who are having conversations with us and they want to know who we have in our community. And those people want to put money behind your ideas, behind your amazing ideas. So yes, do join us on the platform and let us know what it is that you're doing. There are people who are always there to answer your questions. So you can drop a question and we'll attend to it as soon as we can. Okay? Thank you so much. I would like to introduce this evening's guest, Mr. Gentle Maxopani. Thank you so much for joining us. He's part of a very interesting industry, the funeral parlor industry in South Africa. It's currently making about 10 billion rands. And we want to know what's his share in the 10 billion. Yeah, I want to know. No, don't worry, we'll keep you safe. Please, guys, when it's time to leave, let him leave first so that he knows that he's safe. Yeah, it's an industry that's currently making about 10 billion rands. And also, there's about 70,000 undertakers that are currently running in South Africa and 15,000 funeral parlors. But these are all that are operating legally. There's definitely more than that. So we will get to a question where we are asking, what is the compliance? You know, what is needed? What is the red tape? What is important? Mr. Gentle, thank you so much for joining us. Do we have another mic? Okay, you can take mine. Am I audible enough? I'll try to scream. I'll try to scream because we do need your voice for the recording.
Thank you. And it's an honor to be here, to be talking to, it's a lot of beautiful people, a lot of entrepreneurs that are here, and it's always great to be in a company of good energy. You know, you feel the great energy when you come in because you are with like-minded people, and I want to appreciate you guys. I want to appreciate you for coming, and let's engage, man. Let's talk about this billion rand industry she spoke about.
10 billion, not just billion.
Not just billion, 10 billion rand.
Thank you so much for joining us. I mean, outside of the business, can we get to know you? Yeah. Like, who are you? Where do you come from? Yeah.
So, funny enough, I'm back home here. It feels good to be back home because I'm a alumni here at UJ. Oh, nice. So, I did chemistry here at UJ. So my story is so funny. I'm by profession a chemist. So I did chemistry. I used to study at Dorfontein, Eturi. So, but I'm from Malamlele in Limpopo, a village boy, born in a village, raised in the village, but had too much ambitions, and grew up there. Went to school in the village, and after that, I was lucky to get a bursary from Anglo-American, and then I went to pursue my studies here at UJ. And up until I graduated, went to work in the refinery for 10 years. And after that, I was like, hey, man, gotta do something else. And that's when primary started. But yeah, man, it feels good to be back at UJ.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
You know, it feels kind of weird to ask you this question. So my next question, guys, is how did you identify the gap in this market? I'm going to rephrase it and say, how did you actually end up venturing into this kind of market? But feel free to address it.
So there's something that a lot of people keep on talking about, and there's a buzzword: you must be innovative, you must be this, and it becomes so far-fetched for us because you're thinking innovative, must I create something new, must I? But it is simple. You look at how things are currently being done, and then you ask yourself, how can I do them more efficiently and cost efficiently? And a lot of times, the people are after the exact product that you're selling, but bigger businesses, they thrive beyond the product. So you gotta sell something. So I identified that in this industry, everybody just wanna put people in the hole and close it. And there's nothing creative about that. There's nothing that will want, like after you took my mom and put her in a hole, then what? So I looked at that and say, do I want to be in the funeral parlor business? And I said, no. Hence, I'm not in the funeral parlor business. And I'll explain more for you to understand because you got to get something different that you are selling. In terms. So I identify that this lack of innovation within the industry. And and unfortunately, it's a lot of old people. Us as youngsters, we don't want to participate in this industry. Even if you know your uncle had it, your dad had it, you're not interested. Like, you can't say, no, I've been doing VEC work, I was working in a mortuary. Everybody's going to look at you weird. So as youngsters, we don't want to be part of this. Hence, there's a lack of innovation. So the biggest gap that I identify is innovative way of delivering these funeral services.
So what is your innovative way? What are you doing different from everybody else?
So, today when we were coming here, unprovoked, there's somebody that wrote on Facebook about us. And I think they captured us very well. Because, as I said, we're not in the funeral business. So what we ask ourselves is, what is it that you're coming there for? Yes. And what you're coming there for is you are in need of somebody to listen to you. You are in need of somebody to give you a little bit of peace of mind at that very confusing, painful time, right? So we thought, okay, we can do a beautiful burial on a Saturday. But what's more, is that all? We asked ourselves with the team, at what time is death painful? And if I can ask each one of you, you will know death is more painful on a Sunday when everybody's living. Now, even that uncle that stood up said, no, Mshana, yazi mina ningasabi ngizonenzela yonke into nje usizi njengoba lele la ngikhona mina ngikhona ngeke kwenzeke lutho ningifonele. Yes, but on a Sunday they all leave. It's you start to count physically. You see that 1, 2. Mama used to sit in this chair because we are used to saying we don't even sit in that chair because it's a norm. Mama used to sit there. Now all of a sudden we have to watch Mama's favorite show. She's not there. That's the painful part. That's when everything sinks in. Now, as Pyramid, we said, how do we bridge that gap? Yes. We decided to come up with a concept. We call it the aftercare concept. So for each and every family that we bury for, we go back the following Monday with our counselor. So we partnered with counselors to be saying, are you guys fine? And remember, they paid to bury. And because they think that's our business, and our business is a counseling business, we are using the burial services as a way of counseling our masses, as a way of telling them that it is okay. So we go back there and then we speak to them. We ask them, are you guys fine? No, we're fine. How are things? No, we're struggling with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. If you're still struggling with claim, because like sometimes there are claim processes that they don't even know. The kids don't even know their parent there, the policy there and there. We say, are you guys aware that your mother had policies? No, we're not. Maybe you need to check. Is there anyone in the family that needs counseling? Yes, there is. Yeah, yes, our services for free as Pyramid, because that's what we care about. So we are not just a transactional business. We become your partner throughout the journey of grieving, because death is a very, and sometimes people ask us that we buried 2 months ago. Can we still use the services? We say, yes, it's fine. We understand this thing is a chain. We don't just say we ticked the box. And then, no, you guys, we came, we're fine. No. We understand and we're intentional and we're genuine about that. Hence I'm saying we are not in the funeral business. And I want to say to you guys as entrepreneurs, look beyond the actual product that you're selling. Any parlor cannot compete with us when we are operating, because all they're doing is burial. We are not when we're still in the minds of the people even after, and they're not talking about how good we buried. They're talking about how good we supported those that are still alive. So we need to understand. You need to think beyond the actual product that you're doing, because everybody want to feel good. Be in touch with people. If you can create a value for a person to stick in their mind, that's what it's going to take your friend.
Love it. I love that. I love it so much. I think it's so interesting because death is such a, as much as it happens, we could never get used to it. So to think that I'm buying into a service like that with a side of therapy, I think it's very comforting for a whole lot of people. So definitely, your service does stand out, and now I understand why you're part of the 10 billion. So most businesses today, they have digital services.
Yeah.
You know, they have some kind of online visibility. Have you ventured? Is technology a part of your business? Or are we looking in the future, or like, can I order a casket online? Or can I have my therapy session online if I cannot get out of the house? I know sometimes tradition doesn't allow certain people to be outside. Do you have services like that? Are you thinking about the future like that in terms of like integrating technology into your service offering?
Yeah. So one of our strategies is, and maybe our compliance officer is with us here. His target that I gave him is 90% of everything that we do in the business in terms of onboarding must be digitalized. But there's something that we need to be wary of when we're digitalizing as entrepreneurs. We need to understand, it's like there's a buzzing now about cashless world. And you need to, like when we look at the funeral parlors, they're operating predominantly, the key client is our grannies. You understand? So our grannies want to touch and feel. So whilst we digitize, we have got an obligation to educate, right? Don't wipe off your business by just wanting to digitize that your clients no longer understand you. So it is critical in terms of us doing that, but we still understand so there's no way the target is saying 90% must be that. We're leaving that room to be saying those that needs to have this feel and touch. Are you still catering for them whilst you are still educating them in order to understand? I mean, like one of the times we like on peak season, peak times, beginning of the month, second week of the month, you'll get a lot of people coming to the office to make their policy payment. And I always say to the team, you know, when this granny lives here, she's going to a retail shop to buy groceries. And she can actually pay us from that retail shop. And she knows that. But here she is, she asks herself, if something happens, am I going to go to ShopRite? And they said that the ShopRite didn't give Pyramid their money. So we still need to be wary of that whilst we are. And then the big thing is educating them. Yeah. Educating them, taking them along at the journey. Don't leave. You're not digitizing for yourself. You're not innovating for yourself. So don't leave the key people behind, the clients behind. And the key thing, don't assume everybody, no, this is just an easy thing. Educate them, take them along with.
I love that. I really love how you've sort of like personalized your business, because I think for the most part, you know, growth can be so much that you are out of touch. But I think for a business like yours, it's very important to keep that human touch, to say as much as we can offer this service online, you can still access us. So I really do love that. You said something very interesting, that most of your clients are older people, the grannies. Are young people not interested in taking policies? Like, are they not thinking about death that way? We're just living carefree. It's very interesting.
By show of hands. By show of hands, who's got a policy with a funeral parlor? With a funeral parlor. You see, it's very less. So let's talk about, because I'm going to speak for my industry. I know there are a couple of people from the industry that came to listen to me. I'm going to plug all of us. So here's the thing. Before your other policy can work for you, they will ask you, where is your death certificate? Where is your BI? Where's your confirmation letter? From the mortuary. So you can't bypass us. Actually, we're the first ones that you need to have before you have the other by the ways. Because eventually you need to go via. That's why our grannies, they're very conscious of that fact. They're very conscious of that fact. And it's so sad, and I like the fact that you said you're going to speak about compliance. It's so sad that the industry has got a lot of non-complying players, which, and I think also it's the education part of it. And I've got my friend Haley here from the insurance business. He's got his own insurance business, structured resolution. One of the conversations that I'm always having with him is, how do we educate people to be less scared of compliance? Yeah. Like when you speak about FSCA, all they think about, they once slept this one with 10 million, but you don't understand the whole journey. So there's a lot of unknowns that creates this uncertainty in them. But my point is, it's very important to have your own policy with a funeral parlor. And it makes things cheaper. Because if you come as a walk-in client to a funeral parlor, it's too expensive. But if you've got a policy with us, it's much cheaper. It's easy. The family doesn't have to worry to say, hey, who are we going to call now? What's going to happen at the time death comes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think while we are on the subject of compliance, might as well talk about it. What does it take? What are the legalities? What is the red tape? What do I need to achieve in order to say, I've set up this kind of business, it's running legally? What kind of paperwork is needed for me? Are the qualifications that I need to have? Are the skills that I need to have in order to say, okay, I am compliant, I'm running a legal business, that can take care of people in this certain type of way when death comes?
Yeah, no, good question. I think we need to, and it's this thing of looking at things as barriers other than looking at them as enablers, right? So how do you build a generational business that is going to outlive you? It means all the governance structure must be there. All the legalities must be there. So let's start with the goal now. The goal is to build a generational business. It's not just to eat today and we don't know, tomorrow we see a person coming in with a tie through that door, I ran through this door, I don't know who that person is. If now you look at compliance as your enabler, as your friend, it becomes easy. Now, what are the compliance that are needed? First of all, you have to have a registered company with the CIPC. That's the base of operating a business in South Africa. Key, you must be tax compliant, right? You need to have it registered and then do your taxes. In terms of operating as a financial services provider, you need to be accredited with the FSP, the FSCA, and you have your own FSP number. So now you are an accredited financial services provider. Over and above that, you need, because when people comes and pay you, because remember, people are paying a premium every month. You need to underwrite that because there's a risk around that. So you need to underwrite that in order for you to be able to service and give the clients what you have promised them. So you need to have an underwrite. And there is this bad thing that is being done in the industry, which I don't understand, that people who only underwrite a portion of that, underwrite the whole book. Underwrite the whole book, because once you are compliant like that, your business grows. It's amazing because the underwriters also, they become your partner in trying to grow your business. So if I am to recap, number one, you need to have a business registered. Number two, it must be tax compliant. Number three, you must have an FSP license to operate as a financial services provider. And also it's key, you must have an underwriter, a reputable underwriter, and underwrite your whole book. Right? In terms of qualifications, there is to be a key individual, you need to have RE1. So now I'm being technical. And I don't like this being technical. So there is, it's where they teach you about the conduct within the financial services sector. So you can do it via accredited institutions like your Moonstone, where they're accredited and they can give you a certificate and then become an accredited RE1 person. And over and above that, just keep being interested in the industry, because the key is to build a generational business. And part of the elements of succession is to have all the legalities, all the compliance in place. And then you can successfully transition your business from yourself to another generation.
I'm going to ask you my second favorite question. Of course, it's about mine. How much capital does one need to actually kick off a business like this?
Phew. Yeah. So, what a tough question. What a tough question. it needs a lot of money, but it's an easy business. So now, why does it need a lot of money? It's because most of us, we make mistakes of starting high. Allow yourself to grow. So let's say now, you're speaking to Pyramid Group, and then you go and then start to check our socials, check everything that we do. You're like, boom, that's where I want to be. It's okay. But allow yourself to grow from the bottom. So how much money you need? You need, number one, you need to have your own facilities. Until you can be renting them or otherwise, but you cannot operate from the boot of your car. You cannot. You don't hustle with people's bodies. We can't. We can't. You know, unfortunately, this is one of those businesses that we can't do that. We can't do that. You can't. So you gotta at least, if you want longevity, you gotta at least have your own facilities. Just an office and a parlor. Just an office and one office and a fridge, essential. Key, a house, I can say. That's number two. And then the pickup car. Now, the other luxury cars, in terms of the family cars, you can always go to your other AVs. But in terms of start minimal. Have ambition and have plans. You know, when we started in 2017, we only had, what? 3 cars. We only had 3 cars. And another thing, maybe to expand on this starting thing, because we don't have that trust fund. We don't have that uncle that is willing to give me money. And then you are entrepreneurial. You want to do this entrepreneurship thing. Correct. I always say to people, don't, the stomach doesn't postpone when it's hungry. It's hungry now, don't eat now. So it doesn't say, no, you've got dreams, I'm going to suspend you, I'm going to come talk to you late. So I started my business, I started in 2017. I only resigned from my work in 2020. Because I understood that I don't need to go and hustle with my stomach. So whilst you are pushing your side hustle, have clear goals and targets. Don't leave and say, no, I'm going to go tomorrow. You see, those guys are making it tomorrow. You're going to hustle with your hungry stomach, and it's a very dangerous game. In whichever business that you do, don't take decisions based on how hungry you are. Eat first before you go everywhere. So that when they're discussing with you, you are not hungry. That is very important, guys. When they call you for an interview, when they call you say, let's have a business meet, eat. Just have pap in the morning, cook pap and fill your stomach. When you are there, the stomach is no longer a factor in the decisions that you're going to take. Because a lot of times, we take decisions because of the stomach. And then you end up accept. I mean, like, our cheapest funeral is 25,000 rand. You come with 24,000, sorry, we don't take it. And it's because we're not about the collecting money. We're about the service. We're about the service. We're about how we are going to deliver that. And then is it this aligned to what we want to do? So if you don't know what you want, you'll end up, someone say, no, I've got 23, so you have to give. They go back home, they say, no, we think if we can take him to 13, he's going to take. And then now you're hungry there. When they say 13, the stomach say, grrr. Like, hey, I know it's fine. You know you will give me the rest late. What are you going to do to collect when you're a mosher? You owe me, what must I do to come and collect? Where's the collector? Must I go dig it up? You can't. So it's very important that, guys. It's extremely important. Don't leave your day job to say, no, I'm inspired. I'm going to be a hustler. I've got this. You still need to eat. Make sure you've got goals about your business. Make sure you let it grow. You grow it to a point, and you must know when it's grown. I was a section manager at that time when I left my employer. So a section manager in the mine is from the CEO, from the general manager side, you're number 3 from a GM side. So it's a very high position. I knew that I cannot just gamble with it. And another thing that I did during that time, sorry to expand this because it's very important, I used my credit worthiness during that time to buy, because there was no uncle that was going to give me money. There was no one who was going to give me money. I was so indebted because I was buying things for Pyramid. in order to because like the bank, if you say pyramid is here, they say, no, it doesn't qualify. Me, I've got a pay slip, I do that, I'm supporting that. So you must be clear and be intentional about these guys. Yeah.
I'll forgive you for not giving me figures.
You saw how I...
But roughly.
Yeah. Oh, man. So we promised. So what we're going to do, one of the things that we can commit, because we want to build more entrepreneurs and in this sector, Haley. So Haley, we are going to design a model that we're going to share with, that's the code you're going to share. And we're going to share it with you, and everybody that is in this community will have sight of that. And we're also going to avail ourselves as mentors to take you through the journey and understand. Some of the things don't need money. So I can say it's 10 rand, but some of the things don't need money. If your dream is good enough, is valid enough, you are willing to be a good businessman. I can waive away the issue of you having your own fridge. You come and store for a certain period on me, and it's clear to be said by this period you must have your own. That's what relationship and network does.
I love that. Yes.
We're done. I can go home.
I love that. We get so stuck on the idea of, I need to have my own things. I just want to remind everybody that the guy who started Uber did not have any taxis. But he's got taxis all over right now. So you can tap into your community in order to grow. And that's the price you have to pay. Just network and not necessarily money. So I love that. I love that very much. And then now my most favorite question. You are part of our Black Founders series where we have targeted Black entrepreneurs who have reached the 100 million mark.
Yep.
It's very interesting to us to find out how they got there. You know, how long into the business did they actually achieve or pass that 100 million mark? What were the lessons along the way? What is the strategy to actually say, if I want to hit 100 million by this time, what are the most, important things that I have to carry with me as an entrepreneur in business in order to achieve that?
Thank you. I think it's a great question. I think the goal is not to attain the 100 million. That shouldn't be the goal. Because if that's the goal, you're going to be choosing a wrong thing. Number one, what are the qualities of an entrepreneur who can get that? It's the basic foundation of everything, guys, is education. I cannot emphasize this enough. We need to educate ourselves. And education doesn't mean you need to be at UJ. You need to have an interest in learning. The information is changing. So as we speak right now, maybe what I said 10 minutes ago, it became obsolete now. Because the rate of information changes. So if you find yourself, you're not in an environment that enables you to want to learn. So key thing, you must want to learn. You must want to be. I'm currently pursuing my MBA, and it's something that is very tough. I've got my colleagues in my class here, some of them, they know it's tough. But it is very important in order to build a sustainable business. So let's move from that buzzword. You know that buzzword of hustler. We have used it so much, and now it's pulling us back. Let's now stop being hustlers and being business people, and ask yourself, what is a businessman? If I'm a businessman, it means that things that I must do and that things that I must not be able to do, right? And that's number one. Number two is in your business, the compliance, as you said, in whichever sector that you are in, the compliance is very important. And the respect for the business. You know, we walk around with our business account like it's our money. You can't. It's unsustainable. Sit down and understand that I'm here, I'm working. As I'm working, how much is my salary here? And have that discipline, because discipline is a very difficult thing. And teach and allow yourself to learn. You cannot just wake up tomorrow, now you're more disciplined with it. No. allow yourself, be me, be gentle with yourself. Don't be hard to yourself, right? But the key thing, in order to get there, you need to be invested in your business. You need to love education, love learning, and then network. You know, this network word, again, I think the way we're throwing it, it's going to get to a point whereby I have the same feeling as hustling, because we don't explain it too much. They said, you guys must go network. What did you do? Hey, hello. Hi, me, I'm doing this. Okay. Right. But if you, so you look at networking as a fishing, like you're going fishing. So they say there's a pond there, here is the hook, go and fish, right? You must be intentionalist. What is it that I want to take out of that networking? When you engage with a person, have a conversation with a person, actually be prepared to say, this is what I want to know for myself. I want the way. So networking is this. Have intensive and intentional conversations with people to understand what is it that they do. In a casual, because I don't want to be interviewed now. I'm trying to drink my water there. You are busy now. But have that skill and prepare. You know, there's nothing. You know, we're living in the most fortunate world. How many of you, before you came here, you went to YouTube or whatever, or podcast, to say, I'm going to a place like this. What actually do I want there? Because things will pass you because you don't even know that they're here. You know, I always say, the car that any one of you drives, or it is there in your home, whether it is far, you will see that is that car, and it's this, because your frequency and that car are aligned, right? So it's your frequency and what you want to achieve aligned. So you come to spaces, you don't even see 100 million here, because you're not aligned to it. You didn't ask yourself that, what is it that I'm going there to do? Why am I there? Am I going to fill a space? Or is there something that I want to take out from there? And when I take it out, what does it look like? Some of us have got dreams. They don't even, God gave us powers to dream in color. No one can tell me that they dream in black and white here. So God gave us that power to be able to be clear with what we want. But if I can ask, most of us say, what does it look like? When you have achieved it, how are you going to know you have achieved it? How does it feel? What does it do? What does success in your business look like? Most of us, we don't know. We reduce it to money, we reduce it to all sorts of things that are not that the byproduct of the key things. So no, be clear, be crystal clear with what you want. And when you get into spaces, you got to know what you are there to do. You got to know. I remember when I was a graduate, my mentor, and God bless Ernst Swart. So we were like 13 newly graduated chemists. He asked me a question, Gentle, when we look at your nice name, it's fine, it's gentle, it's good. What is it that is going to set it apart from everybody? Yeah. And he said to me, you got to run your career like it's your business. I'm like, hey. So you differentiate yourself. So you got to be very crystal clear, ladies and gentlemen, about what you want. Then you can get that 100. The 100 million is a byproduct. It's a byproduct of a lot of, and it doesn't stop. So you know what is that's the problem. With this entrepreneurship thing, you never arrive. There's never like, okay, now the bus is there. Now I can get off. I can take off my shoes. I'm relaxed. No. And then now we are operating in a fast-paced world, right? I mean, like, I'm thinking now of creating a platform business of a mortuary. So a platform business like an Uber. So I gotta be sitting here. I mean, like, the capital to invest in this thing. I gotta be sitting here, and someone says there's got a board in Cape Town. And then I just say, okay, I've got these people that are in my app, and then they go and service that person. They'd never met the client. They go and service the client. Have you ever met your Uber driver before? But they come and take you where you want to do. It is possible. So if we are not thinking about that right now, we will end up like the people that were occupying this building before, that are no longer here. Facts.
that you are dropping so many gems, like imparting so much knowledge. Yeah, I just want to clap every time you talk, but at the same time, I want to take that advice and put it in a bottle and then just open it each time. I feel like, okay, what do I need now? Yeah, I love it so much. But also, I just want to ask, as an individual,
Yep.
as an entrepreneur outside of your business,
Yep.
what are some of the struggles that you've actually met, while pursuing your dreams, and you were just like, you know what, I don't know if I'm going to make it to tomorrow, or if I want to make it to tomorrow. And, how do you maneuver those? I mean, as an individual.
So, for me, and I know my listeners going to say I'm weird here. For me, the best thing that I normally say to people that happened to me, because you build character as you go, as you grow, right? I was still at UJ. It was a Wednesday. I was writing analytical chemistry on a Friday. And then my friend Lissid, he gets a call that my mom passed. So they didn't want to tell me directly, so they told him. He had a responsibility to tell me, exam is coming. So I still remember, so he would take, like we were boys, he doesn't know what to do. Say, hey, as in, potato clip, I must get us. So, mama, I'm still young. No, sure, boy. Masam. Now we go, I'm still, he say, hey, could look man, only the battle file. I'm like, let's, what's the guy? Wait, Moko Pera. Only, wait, for a bachelor, was in a trip, I said, no, but still, Sati, Lolit Laco. Hey, and suddenly all these emotions come. And thank God for Lissid. We're still friends right now. He said something and it stuck with me. He said, G, we've got a test coming up on Friday. Your mom is passed. You need to take this now you must take a decision. And I can help you. Number one, if you want, you don't want to write on Friday, you've got the best explanation, Chief. You will not write. And there's good explanation for that. But that's not what I advise you to do. I advise you to go and write that exam and pass. Because think of your mom like, do you believe that your mom is looking down on you? I'm like, yeah, she is. It's like, believe she's caged somewhere. She cannot come down and help you. So you got to make her proud wherever she is so that she's bragging to the other people that look at mine. Mine is fine. So from that day, I took a decision to say, Oledi will not come back. I got to make sure that I do this and I do it and I make her proud. And from that day, I don't get defeated by events. Because that was an event. I'm still here. If I took that event, I couldn't have graduated at UJ. I couldn't have went on to be a section manager in one of the leading refineries and mining companies in the world. Actually, I was working in the most technologically advanced refinery in the entire world. Now you're just a young boy from a village who was taught chemistry in Shitsonga to go and become a chemist, and then no platinum will move without your signature. You understand? Now that builds courage. So we gotta look at things and say and accept. I say to people, you must let God be God. If we believe that God knows what's going to happen, it means surely He prepared us for that. There gotta be, and preparation is not my strength. I didn't have strength there. If Lisedi was not there, so He gave Lisedi. So you might be the purpose for somebody, and you say, "Hey, young can't you are there? Who are supposed to be the one that pushes that person to jump that thing?" So you must have good people around you. You must be honest with them. You must have that. Like these days, friendships are so fake that all we decided to let's be human beings, man. Let's strip out this thing. You can't be important to your childhood friend. If your childhood friend now can no longer identify with you, there's something wrong you're doing. Whether they're doing good or not, they know you. That's the person you can be vulnerable around. Because you meet people now, you have to maintain standard. Society standard now, hey, this one cannot see me to be weak and all that. No, you know. So you need to have strong people around you. It's very important. I mean, like, it's those people in the form of a mentor, in the form of a coach. You need to have those people. It's very important. So they will make you go through all those things because you're managing to share this pain. Maybe what you think is terrible for them is like, oh no, this we did. I encountered this 2 years ago, and this is how I did. No, you can move. Now you don't have to start from zero. Yes. So if you don't have a mentor, you don't have a coach, and again, we'll talk another day about mentors and coaches because, again, I hate buzzwords. I hate like, no, I got my mentor, man. Like I just met my mentor. Okay, what's changing in your life? No, you know me and my mentor. He introduced me to his cycle. All right, let's talk about you and your mentor. Or someone says to me, Gentle, I want you to mentor me. I'm like, okay, what do you want? No, I want you to mentor me. Hey, what do you want? So it's not even clear that it's so ambiguous that it takes my time. We don't have time. So if you're not clear about what you want, you'll get nothing.
Very true. Thank you so much. I'm going to open the floor for questions.
I think what we'll do is also for those that can, they can ask questions in the community on the live stream. So that we
Yes.
read them out.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think just announce it.
And those of us who are watching online, please just drop your questions on the community and we'll be able to address them.
Even if you're in the room, so we might not get to everyone, but
Yeah.
you can ask a question on the community.
Yeah, and we'll get your answers directly from him. We say we won't fabricate them. Yes, sir. In blue.
Thank you so much. I think that was quite informative. My name is Lilo. I just wanted to find out, so quick one. Right now, if you look around the news, there is extortion coming up for, it's almost like a new business now. And it's coming up for young entrepreneurs. Not all of us can afford security. Now, how then do you then, protect your business? If maybe you've come across something like that, how would you then, advise a young person now to say, look, if this is happening to you, this is what you need to then do?
Sure, that's a loaded question. That's a lot. I got my friend who's in the tech industry background. Maybe he might answer that answer. So I mean, for real, I think it's a real threat. That because, and I ask myself because I also there's a lot of people that ask me why don't you move around with security, and my answer has always been like, I'm a staunch. I don't wake up in the morning to go and cause harm to another person. So I'm very clear about that. So I'm very, whatever bad or good happens to me, it's what was supposed to happen. It's not like I will go out and want to cause harm to anyone. But by being in business, you unintentionally cause harm to other people because the success of our business is taking away from some people. So you can't avoid that because it means that you mustn't succeed, you mustn't do anything. So I don't know how to avoid that, my brother. But what I can tell you, if you have to go out with a bang, man, just do what you can do. just work hard. Don't let the fear of what had not happened stop you from, because when I have my conversation with Kiro, I always say, the current way or the current crime in South Africa, I sometimes believe we all have got our bullets with our name somewhere. It's number one, we have not done enough to anger them to shoot, or we are not worth the bullet yet. Because it's so crazy, and I mean, like, you can have however amount of security. I mean, I've I went to a table where there's people with big security, and I'm looking around like, Mara, there's no security here. So let's not focus on that. Let's focus on doing good and focusing on, let's not get distracted as to what might happen, because you will never know. You can never know.
Hello. Yeah. So first of all, it's a comment. You don't look like my vision of a funeral parlor owner. Because when growing up, I had this picture, but how you've sold the idea today actually is very different. But my question is that how do you now scale such a business in just a space of 7 years to become this big? Because you mentioned that you're from Malamle, and we know that there's like big players in the industry that side, of which your main customer base, you did mention that it's old people, and old people are loyal to a brand. So obviously they've been loyal to Abamaiti, Korishak and all that. Now you're joining the competitive industry and actually making it big with them in place. Thank you.
So remember at the beginning when I said we needed to differentiate what is it that we do. So we found that a lot of people, they're in a business of putting dead bodies in a hole. And we're not in that business. So that set us apart, because after, I mean, like our aftercare program is our biggest program in the, and we're even capacitating it more now, because what we find out after we went for the aftercare, right? Even if the main member is the one who was deceased, so ordinarily 90% of the times, if the main member dies, it means the policy will lapse. But what we have seen with us, when we go for the aftercare, one of the things that we ask is that, is there anyone in the family that want to continue with the policy? And there's always someone who's willing. So we bridge. So instead of losing clients through to death, we actually gain more clients. Because over and above that, there is still that one aunt that still doesn't have that 300 rand to go back where she stays. She's still waiting there, pretending to be caring. And then now, when we come and she's there, she's like, hey, but no, they're just here to check up on us. Eh? And then they're like, canteen and check her afterwards. That's another client that we're engaging on. And the leads that we get on that, it's enormous. It makes us grow. So one funeral can give us 10 leads. And those are confirmed. I mean, the conversion rate is sitting at 90%. So that so it's very effective.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to say.
We've gone on this side. I'll come back. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like
I hope you enjoyed the Sepsum Africa water right there. And while when you're dealing with the client, the after, we are trying to get into the space where we deal with them before. Right upon the announcement, we want to then bring the Matsidiso package, right? Because we are in the beverage space. And as I said, we sell nostalgia. So our flagship product being Khemere, which speaks a lot to our people. So, and we pivoted over time, and now we're now offering juice and water, still in sparkling. So we want to get into that space and offer that as a Matsidiso package, as well as on the day of the funeral, providing Dikuku le Khemere. So I definitely want to talk to you because I need you to help me scale.
All right. So we have a question here.
Sir, mine is not a question. We started our businesses at the same year, 2017. We're still going strong today. However, we would like to supply you with cleaning detergents. How do we go about it?
Hey, Honal Matsiri, so wait. Whoa! Because I see where this is going. I see where this is going fast. He was like, hey, honali the frequency, honali the what, honali 100 million, you must see it in front of you. Guys, in the community, I'm just going to let you know, in the community, all of our 100 million rand black founders are going to be there. We're not telling you guys a story, right? So ultimately, your opportunity to tell them, I want to sell you cars, I want to sell you aeroplanes, I want to sell you all of these things, that opportunity will come. But let's ask questions that are going to help the community grow. All right. Can I ask, are we in agreement? Can you say yes? All right. We are asking the asks, right? I'm going to come back this side and I'll come back this side. All right.
Hello. My name is Zanele, and thank you. Your story is very inspiring. So we are in health technology, and what you said resonated with us because we are merging technology and the human touch. Our investors are based in Silicon Valley, and I used to fight with them. In Africa, you cannot say you're doing 100% tech. There has to be the human element. So thank you about that. So going to 100 million rands company, how did you deal with the challenge of building a team? Now we operating in SADC and we'll be in Washington Q4 of this year for rural America. So how did you tackle that challenge? Because hey, nationality challenge, it's okay. You hire and fire, family, CCMA. Like when you're starting, it's nice. Then we start growing, and now you are in Botswana, now you're in Zambia, now you're going to be in the Washington, etc. We have that thing, are you scaling? But not only operate small and all of that, you don't have the necessary capacity and skills like that to handle now a growing team to reach those levels.
Thank you for the question.
Yeah, thank you. And I think it's a very important question. And I think the first thing is start with you as the entrepreneur to understand that it's no longer a small business. Just understand that. And then once you understand that, you need to have structures in place, right? And employ on capability. And guys, let's pay our people. Let's pay. You know, it makes me so happy when I see my guys buying houses. Let's pay. If you want to be competitive, pay for good talent. So, and then you must give them space, and because sometimes they don't even know what's required out of them. I mean, I've got my guys there, they know. One of the key things that I ask them, and I think they hate me for that. When you come to the office, whether I'm there or not, you gotta write down, what's your daily plan? What, you don't just rock up to a space and then you are filling vacuum there. What's your plan? And write it down. Right? Once you're writing it down, it makes you ask yourself, hey, okay, is it all right? And then the day will go without you completing everything, right? But at least you've got accountability to say, no, I didn't do this because I did this. That teaches you to have a structure. To have a structure so that you don't end up saying, oh, time flies. It doesn't fly. It doesn't fly. So, and sis, the most unfortunate thing, we will have family, right? Those are the people that I'm too hard on, way too hard on, and because they can't. Number one, they're there because they're family. You can't tell me no, it's because you are clever. Yes, fine, but you are family. So we cannot shave that away. You are here because you are family. So if they have to pick up 10 of these, you pick up 11. I can't be dealing with you and then now I have to tell other people. You know, one of the things that as an entrepreneur you must not do, don't be a hypocrite. Yeah. Because you end up confusing yourself, you're lying to yourself and all these things. It's a whole lot of confusion. So when now you're calling another employee out and then there's your family here that are not calling out, when they go out of there, they're like, and they don't take it serious. The space and the environment doesn't become a working environment. I mean, like, we one of the things that we did and we did it right is we created this. We asked ourselves, how do people want to come and feel like they're at work, right? And it was very important for us early on to say, you know, if our parents, when they used to work, what is one thing that used to keep them happy? Not the salary that they were getting. Say, at least when I retire, I will have a pension. How many of us as black entrepreneurs we think to that level to be saying, these people need to have, and we professionalize the space, man. It's not like, no, one day I'll rock up with shorts. Because I'm the boss, I rock out with shorts. On the Friday, you're in the meeting, I get in the meeting, I say, Chief, how are you? No, sharp, clients, hello. Like, you gotta be professional. You gotta, and it's very important. And then if you've got family, you've got kids, and you want to scale that business, it's very important for those kids or whoever you identify as a successor to go work elsewhere. They gotta understand the thing of just sitting on the table and on the chair and doing your work the whole day, and then knocking off when it's knock off. No, mama, no, I feel like there's no, my baby, go home. Because it's very, like, one of my research interests in my MBA is succession planning. Like, I always ask myself, why do businesses fail after the founder or the owner dies? And I work in the mortuary, and I hear these comments, why is it business? And I ask myself, when did you coffin someone with a certificate nyana or something nyana there? All we see is we're coffining people with knives, with all these things, but not a certificate. So surely they didn't go with the business. But it's because we didn't prepare the business to transition from us. And your family members must go work somewhere else first before they come and work there, so that they can have the work ethic.
I'm going on the side of the room, I'll come back.
Thank you so much. I'm the broker and I'm in the space. I do administration. I work with different palace. Kolane from Scarlet. There's one thing that you've mentioned when you talk of compliance. In me trying to look and assist young palace that are coming in the game, they will then don't want to go and work for you, while FSCA will then want them to have a proven experience. So can you maybe, if there's compliance, guys, please, there's nothing wrong in going, if you want to be in a parlor and own a business, be like him. Go and ask work from him so that he'll give you experience. Put you in the register, know the act, come back. But because outside the work that he does in terms of providing services, there is a compliance issue. People are buying policies, and you will then mess up the whole thing. And people will be out and say, can't when we don't pay the claims because you did not understand. So for you to understand, and you can't just say you want to make a Coke. Go and work in a beverage. Understand how do you mix. Yes. No, I wanted to comment to say, in that part of compliance, can the young guys know that it is important for them to, yes.
Thank you very much. All right, we're going to take a question.
Sanbon, once again. Umfundo here. So, okay, I'm going to get to the question, but this one is also a question, but yeah. So when my brother passed on, right, one thing that I saw was a struggle was the going to too many places because there's always that runner in the family, right? So fortunately and unfortunately at the particular time, I was the runner. So like, but then you have to take taxes and you are told from here, no, you need to go there first and whatever not. So I don't know if it's a service that you guys provide as well to help family, because yes, we are entrepreneurs here, but also there's the family element of us as well. I don't know if it's a service that you provide that you assist with that as well, as to probably provide a car, provide something of that sort that helps the grieving family members, the runner especially, Oguchi, instead of taking 20 taxis to be told to, from here, you need to go there, only to find that you were in a place where you were going to get a certain document, but because you were in the wrong department there, then you are saying, it's just a nightmare. nightmare and at the time you are particularly grieving? That's not the question I wanted to ask. The question I wanted, no, it's a comment I want to make because it's actually a very big concern. And most families don't actually have cars. Yeah, right. So the question then is on the underwriting. I always hear that certain, parlors or policy people are actually underwritten by All Mutual and whatever. But I'm not certain on how that works for someone who actually wish to get into that particular space.
Thank you.
So this one, you are blessed here. We've got my friend who is an underwriter and insurer.
I thought Tolani would answer. All right, my brother. I think maybe if you can just repeat your question again.
It's more on how does it look for someone who wants to start? Are you required to have a certain amount of money to join an underwriter? The process of it all, because I'm assuming as a small player, you must be underwritten by someone who actually has, I'm assuming the money, the compliance, and whatever not. How does that play out?
All right. Good evening, guys. So I think to answer your question, regardless of the number of policyholders that they've got, the law requires you to be underwritten. The law requires any of your policies that you're going to be signing up to be underwritten by a licensed life insurer. So whether you've got one or two, if you're not underwriting and you're collecting the premium, pocketing those premiums, you're actually operating illegally. So whatever premium that you collect, it has to be underwritten by a licensed life insurer. The first step is before when you register your business, and like what Gentle said, you register your business, you are compliant with everything, you register as a financial service provider, or if you do not have an FSP, you operate under someone's FSP as a juristic representative, then they will then help you you then look for an underwriter. The underwriter will then give you a set of terms and conditions. They will help you to create an application form. They help you to create a brochure. Then from that moment on, that's when you can start selling the policies. But without that, you cannot just go out there and start selling policies. Otherwise, it's like you're just operating from the boot of your car. And yes. Yes.
Are you answered? Nomfundo, you answered? Are you answered? Yeah, okay. All right. Guys, a good question is the one that can be applied generally. So my brother, I see you are desperate. Please don't disappoint me.
Thanks for the opportunity. Gentlemen, nice to meet you. My question is on collaboration and partnership, right? Because it's a funeral industry and as you say, it's digging a hole and putting people there, but you are doing something different from the most, right? And how do you foster the partnerships, the relationships for you to just focus on your after care program that you just mentioned, so that at least the people that you work with then make you focus there, so that you don't focus on the compliance, the underwriting, the things that you don't necessarily are not your core capabilities of the business.
Nice. Let's give him a round of applause. He asked a question.
No, thanks. Good question. So, I want to clarify that fact of I'm not in a funeral business. I was putting it bluntly to be saying you can't just be about that. You gotta think beyond what is the value proposition. That's what I was saying. So, I'm not gonna go out to be saying I wanna perfect counseling. No, I'm saying the value proposition is, it's not just about digging a hole and putting that person inside there. We go beyond that particular fact. That's number one. Number two, you speak about how do you, it's similar to a question about how do you build capacity within your business in terms of the team, who's focusing. So we're very, I think, again, that the fact that I worked elsewhere, And I was going there, like, it's such a blessing. And I think these things, I see them now, to be saying, for most of the time, from 2017 to 2020, I was paid to be in a business school. Because I was going to work, and during those years, I was the most performing person because I was really interested. And COVID came, and then there's a lot of things that I did not know them, like your business continuity. Now we had to do this thing, like it's business continuity, how are we going to do? And all that taught me to be saying, if a big organization have it, I can have it. It's easy for me to have it in my small organization. So that helped me in terms of putting structures. That's why I've got compliance officers. I've got internally. And people tell you, you've got a person working as a compliance officer. Yes, because for me it's very important. It's extremely important for where I want to go. So how do you get to know those things? The benefit of having worked elsewhere really helped. It really helped. And someone said something about partnership and mentoring, working for other people. My brother, if you want to be an FSP, you have to have some experience. And you have to have worked with an FSP. That's the opportunity. And don't go there to be saying, my sole role is to get this experience of in paper to say the date of, they call it DOFA, date of first, yeah, it's today. And then after, they say you must be there for 6 months. And then on the day of the 6 months, they say, hey, gee, audios, I'm out. You gained nothing. Be there to learn. As I'm saying, during that time between 2017 and 2020, up until I resigned, I was actually being paid to be in a business school. The company was paying me, but I was learning way too much. I was an asset because I was learning. So I was not changing the company and say, I'm just chilling here. I've got my own thing. Because you can't be mediocre in your life to be saying, now I can be mediocre. When I get there, it's habits. It's habits. So if you cheat there, what are you going to do with your own company? Well, you're not going to be told anything. You're not going to be able to sit for 3 minutes in the table. You can't, because it's within you. You can't do nothing. You can't. No discipline. Next.
Please don't disappoint me.
Finally. Finally, it got to me. Thank you so much, Dumelang. I am Dikeledi Seleka, and you said you don't really like coaches that much. Well, I am a business coach, and I'm a business strategist. I specialize in growth and development. My question is, I've been a coach for about 11 years, and I've worked in the entrepreneurial space, startup level, to clients that are making up to 50 million per annum. I find one common pattern. We are all running in different directions with no plan behind us. And you touched on it, and it talks to what you were just saying also. We lack structure. We lack understanding of business development plan. We lack understanding of performance measurements, and therefore running as such and reviewing on that. But I also find that most, and I'm sorry to say this, most black-owned businesses are the ones that would not pay for the skill that we offer to help you run things in the most effective way. As a result, we end up being hustlers, and we are unable to transition from a hustler mindset to a productive business. What I want to ask you is, what do you find to be a problem in black-owned businesses, irrespective of the level of operations, to reinvest back in their businesses, and also to see value in the services that we bring as coaches to help them structure, focus, and align whatever it is that they are doing? Thanks.
So, just so that I can temper expectation, that was the last question of the evening. But guess what? In the community, you'll be able to ask the questions. Unfortunately, we are under time constraints, so that's going to be the last question. Succession planning. I mean, this is your.
So, just to correct, I love coaches. I love mentors. I say I hate these buzzwords that are being said. Do you have a coach? Do you have a mentor? Without actually taking this young entrepreneur to understand what is a coach and how can they assist you, right? So I think you're saying, why are black entrepreneurs specifically not able to pay for that? Let's take, as black people, our relationship with money has been that of, when I spend it, I come back with something tangible that I can show. That's why we don't do counseling. Because we don't understand that I'm going to sit with Malume there and he tells me that it's going to be okay. And then I go home and then I say, I spent 3,000 rand. He told me it's going to be okay. No, man, my friend can tell me it's going to be okay over a beer. You know, so I think and those of you who are in a soft skill, a soft business, you've got a challenge and of not using buzzwords and simplifying it and clearly making us as entrepreneur that are still so rigid to want to see something like touching, to understand to that level. And one thing that I've seen to work for people in that sector also is to let me show you, Gentle, how is it going to be valuable to you. Allow me to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with your team. That works best because I will start to observe Treasure. And I said, Treasure normally gives me my Monday report at 10, what time? 10 to 12. And it's real stories, yeah, I'm not lying. And if I can say to Treasure, I want it at 1 o'clock, it's going to be at 10 to 1. If I want it at 9, it's going to be like that. So, but you start to observe the impact of that, to be saying, hang on, man, this thing's working. This thing, I can invest, because I start to see other results. Where I look at my KPIs now, they start to be green. So it's a challenge for you guys in that space. And don't expect, because like most of the people that started business, it's old people. I mean, I always say the funeral industry was started by our fathers in order to feed their kids. They cared nothing about these things, security, compliance, and all these things. But now you have got a challenge as an entrepreneur in that space. How do you make it to be valuable to me? So be the entrepreneur. Don't be the practitioner. A lot of you are practitioners and not entrepreneurs. You are good at doing that, but you're bad at selling. Show me the veil, and I will buy.
Thank you so much. A very big thank you to our guests for honoring our invitation for tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for the lessons. Thank you for the gems. But most importantly, thank you for meeting with us. Like we said, guys, you can still post your questions on the channel for our upcoming, remember we're meeting first Thursday of every month. By the time we release the poster, you guys know exactly who we're going to have next. So please feel free to engage us on the platform and ask the questions beforehand so that we can integrate them before the session starts. But otherwise, thank you so much to our guests. And I just want to say, I tasted it. So to all our entrepreneurs who have products, post them on the community, share them, even if you're not sharing about yourself, but share about your product. You need to talk about your product more than you talk about yourself. Because for the most part, we are looking for people who are standing, we are looking for products more than the people, because this is what talks in our community. We are here to trade. Thank you very much. I'm going to give it over to our MC.